And welcome to the Broome pregame show. We're joined by Broome head football coach Lynn Fleming. Well, Coach, hard to believe that after tonight's ball game, regular season's half over.
Yeah, it is. Once you get here, it goes really fast, and and that's where we are right now. So, yeah, it's halfway done. Hopefully not. Hopefully we have about 10 more games. So, what are we planning on?
Well, before we jump into tonight's game, let's go back a little bit and talk about last Thursday night football. Yeah. As the way it turns out, normally when you hear forecasts, though, we got more rain Thursday than we did Friday.
We did.
But how was it going on in getting that game in, getting it over with, maybe getting an extra day of rest and everything going in for the game this week?
Yeah, it was really good for us. It was as a game of distractions. You get these guys off a schedule. We're all creatures of habit, and play on a Thursday night, but not on a Thursday night. Play at 6 o'clock versus 7:30. So it's a lot of the games played in the daylight. So it's a different atmosphere. Different environment. So we just we just challenged our guys. Just the team that handles this adversity and this difference the best is a team that's going to win a football game. And and I thought our guys responded. I thought they played well. Of course, things we always need to fix, but I thought we handled that part of it well. They're a big physical football team, and we were obviously excited to get out there with a win.
Again, good ball game. It jumped out to a big lead in the second half, and then had to really hang on going down the stretch.
We did. We get. And that's what you get, a couple guys banged up, and that's what you're looking at. You're putting the guys in positions that haven't had a great deal of reps, that you still trust and depend on, but just haven't had the great deal of reps or the number of reps that they need. And so that was the case, and hopefully we got those guys reps this week and ready to move on.
I was starting to get worried when in the final minute they ran 3 plays in 6 seconds. That was they got a beautiful new press box, but they must not have gotten the timing situation synchronized very good right now.
That's always a concern.
Okay, well, your players of the week, you came out with co-offensive players. James Sunderberry had another big game with 4 touchdown passes for 288 yards. And Reese Waggerman had a game, I believe, with over 100 yards receiving too there. So, but you got a lot of people. Just talk about your offense, how you were able to throw the football well against them.
Yeah, it's a lot of, again, what we do, everybody has to contribute, and you never know from week to week, who's going to be that guy or who's going to contribute the most, because hopefully if we're doing things correctly, it's going to be somebody different every week, which forces somebody the previous week to look at and say, hey, we got to stop him. No, we got to stop him, So, you want the balance, not necessarily running the football and throwing the football, but you want the balance of, all your guys touching the football. So, they just can't lock in on people, and, we force them to defend the whole field. And, I think offensively we're doing a pretty good job of that. We're continuing to get better up front. Did a good job of giving us time most of the night. Jay was able to avoid some rush and make some good throws for us downfield. And our receivers just did a great job of working for him. Not giving up on a route. Some things may break open a little bit late. Some of it when he scrambles, he got out of the pocket. Our receivers did a great job of working to get open for him and down the field. So, it's just it's a great team win for those guys. We had a lot of guys that felt played well, and, looking forward to getting better this week.
It's good to see, too, Trayshawn Suber getting a little bit more involved there, had a touchdown, and
Absolutely.
Good to see him maybe being able to not, since the other guys were having a big night, they couldn't really double him or do some things, and he was able to show his skills.
And these guys are, they're doing a good job. Obviously, Trayshawn's a really good player, and, and each team we play every week know that, and, which has left some other things open. So, now it's, hopefully it's his turn.
Also, too, how is it You mentioned about extending the play with Jameson. Those guys have played together since they're in the third grade. How big is that, just that chemistry they have been through, knowing what the other one's thinking in that situation when you've got a quarterback and all those receivers who have been together so long?
Yeah, it makes a big difference. These guys played together. Trayshawn was up with his varsity last year, but Reese and Braden were playing JV. Those guys were working together. All of last year. So, and the last several years. And Trayshawn and Jameson have been together for a lot of years as well. Just him and Grayson wasn't with us last year on JV. But, so it's, makes a big difference. These guys, it's kind of like they know what each other's thinking, and they know which way, when he gets out of the pocket, they understand which way he's going to break, and do a good job of getting the ball to each other and communicating with each other.
Defensive player of the game was Connor Eccles, and second time he's won that this year as a sophomore. What did you see in his performance?
Well, just contact. The thing about Connor's, he's still learning. He's new to us, but he plays hard, and he doesn't mind. If he goes wrong, 100 miles an hour. So, that's the biggest thing. And when you do that, you're gonna find a way to make plays. And he did that Friday night for us. He found a way to make plays, and he's going to continue as he learns the defense and actually move into a new position. He's just going to continue to get better.
Another young man who really jumped out at me on defense with some big plays when you needed it was Braden Simpson. That he had a key tackle on a fourth down when they had the ball down there. The guy completed the pass, but he immediately brought him down 5 yards short of the stick. But I remember calling his name several times on defense.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys among some of the others that we talk about. It's just they're going to have to play a lot more snaps. And he's played a lot more snaps the last couple of weeks than he's probably been accustomed to doing. So that'll continue this week for us.
Your special teams last week too, that it was kind of good to see that you've got Jameson back there too, where he can out of the quick kick formation back there, and he had one really good one. You pinned him deep with him, but a luxury of making the other team having to still respect that you may go for it.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thought process behind this thing. We don't have a guy that can stand back there and punt the ball 50 yards downfield. So, we've tried to be creative with our punt formation and situations, and just for that opportunity, in situations we line up in fourth down. Teams don't know if we're going to go for it or if we're going to punt it away, and so we're able to sneak some balls back there, and Jameson does a good job punting, and we can line him up in a punt formation, and he can still punt the ball down the field. So gives us a little more versatility there, and of course Braden, we worked with Braden with some some rollout punting as well. So there's several different variations that we've tried to implement this year just to be a little different.
Your return game, Reese had a big day returning kickoffs. I talked with him. I said, I think you might fool around and bust one all the way this season. Though it's funny because we talked about that a couple of years ago, and I told one of the guys, I've got a feeling that you're going to run one back this week, and he ran the opening kickoff back. So maybe we can get him going on that though. But he showed the good ability on your return game on the kickoff returns.
Yeah, our guys are doing well. With the wedge, and our guys are learning to trust it, and our guys learn to hit it on that back row. So, hopefully we'll get some chances this week because young man kicks the ball, to about the 5.
All righty. Well, this week, a team that has almost been kind of developed a role as a rival over the past few years here, that have had some great games that have gone down to the final seconds, in one case the state playoffs a couple of years, the final play of the game right there though. But Powdersville, and we talked last week, you said they were probably the best 0-3 team in the state. After watching the film, were you correct in what you said?
I was. They go out and beat a top 10 team last week. So they're just we love playing these guys. Just because of how disciplined they are. They're very well coached on both sides of the ball. There's nothing. They're not going to give you anything. Everything has to be earned. which only makes us better. We need to go out and earn everything. So we like playing these guys, and these guys are very sound in what they do on both sides of the ball. So it's going to be a good football game.
Well, I think it's safe to say that finally Huggins, their quarterback, after spending about 4 years back there, quarterback graduated, and they've had a really good running back. I know that was recruited highly for the past couple of years there too, and some other players though. But who were the new people stepping in for them, the players that you really got to watch out for?
One up front. They're very good up front. Very well coached up front. They get after you. Very physical. Quarterback. You said quarterback graduated. Well, they got another one that just jumped right in there. Who does a good job of managing the game. Spreading the ball around. Running back is he's not a big guy, but he's a very physical guy. Has thick legs, and it's just a guy that we're gonna have to hit before he can get going. Receivers, they have a pretty talented group of receivers. 13 little slot guys, a guy they like to go to a lot. He's a playmaker for them. So, very, very talented offensively.
They've been good on defense the past few years too, I think, with some prospects over there.
Yeah.
But what have you seen from their defense?
A lot of the same. Their two interior guys are very good. They have two stand-up ends that they're not as big, but they're very quick. They rely on their speed to make plays, and they just let them do that. Linebackers are good from pretty much from sideline to sideline, and secondaries, they play well enough. They're not going to give up a lot of cheap balls. They're very disciplined back there in what they do. Very sound in coverage. So again, it's just going to be a good football game, and it's just going to be a game that we're going to have to earn everything we get.
Going into the 5th game of the season, how are you right now as far as health-wise with the team?
A little banged up. This has been a brutal. And this is going to be another week. This has been a brutal schedule, and it's a very physical football team. So we're a little banged up, and hopefully we can keep that to a minimum this week. And we've had some guys that have been prepared to step in, and they are, and they're doing a good job for us. And that kind of leads into kind of way we do what we do at practice, just to have guys prepared, and so I think we have guys ready to go.
Hadn't been easy. 3 of the first 4 games been on the road, but you're back home tonight and going to be home for the next 2 weeks here.
We are. Yeah, we are.
So keys for tonight's ball game.
Just not beat ourselves. We just gotta minimize and cut down on some of the penalties we've had. We can't play behind the chains on offense. We just every yard needs to be a positive yard. Defensively, again, that running back, we're gonna have to make plays on him before he gets started. He runs the ball really hard. And force the quarterback to make some throws that he don't want to make. So. Again, just a very disciplined. We just need to be a very disciplined football team tonight.
Well, hopefully you'll get some good officials, unlike what I saw in Columbia last Saturday and what I've seen on Friday nights there, though. But good luck tonight, and we look forward to talking to you after the game.
Sounds great. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.